Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope all is well. So I thought we could do something a little different today, mix it up a little bit, and react to some bookish memes and videos that I have been saving on TikTok. Just a few. I have a couple of gems that I think are pretty funny, pretty relatable. And with the transition that TikTok is taking soon, I don't think I'm gonna continue on with the next version of the platform. So I didn't want these to go to waste. I didn't have a way to text them to y'all. You know, you have that friend that texts you memes and videos at all times of day and night. So I figured I could do a reaction video to these with you all. To make sure that these creators get their credit, I will be linking their handles and possibly the URLs to these videos in the description box below. All right, y'all, get comfortable and let's have a good time.
She walks out the house, she walks into the street, she doesn't even look where she's going. And then BAM! She got hit by a big ass truck.
Telling my bestie that doesn't read books about the book I'm reading. I'm sure all of us have one or more friends or even family members that aren't readers, but they humor us by listening to our rant, what we're reading. I actually do this a lot at work. But I love y'all. Y'all know who you are for humoring me about what I'm reading. You know, sometimes you don't have like a large community around you where you can talk to certain things about. And for me, books is that thing. I also have another friend. She definitely does not have time to read. She got kids she's taking care of, a partner to, you know, support, a household to run, but she still finds time to listen to me. And I'm like, you gotta add this to your TBR. And she'll do it. When she gonna get to it, I don't know. But she humors me and I love her for it, and I love my coworkers for it as well. So put in the chat, put in the comments if you are one of these individuals. No shame, just let us know. I am not one of these individuals, and it's funny because when it comes to like experiences and moments and occasions and outings and such with friends and family, I do forget what we've done. Like, I'll have a friend that'll be like, hey, you remember we did this? Or, hey, you remember we talked about this? There's even one time that I gave a supervisor of mine a gift for Boss Day. And I want to say it was like the following year, and I was in her office and I was like, oh, that's a really cute mug. And she gave me this funny look. And she's like, Mo, you gave this to me. So I have like this short-term memory situation. I will forget things like that, and I try to take pictures to remind myself and memorialize in a way things that have happened. But I do not do this with books. I don't do this with books, and I don't do this with like handling work stuff and managing household, you know, responsibilities. But with books, I remember what happens, whether I like the book or not. And also what I do, and especially for you guys, when I do my book wrap-ups and such, I will record my notes. I have my video software transcribe the notes, and obviously I prep to do videos for you guys. So again, whether I like a book or not, like 98% of the time, I remember what has occurred.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
no.
I never, ever give the impression or let people think, because I read a lot, that I am absorbing all of this life changing, um, you know, uplifting material. Mm-mm. 90% of the time, I am reading fantasy. No, definitely more. More than 90%. What am I saying? 99.9% of the time, I'm reading fantasy. I'm reading romance. I'm reading smut. Okay? So, don't get the wrong idea here.
Where? Who? You been where?
Where?
Where who?
With who?
Where? Who? You been where? Where who?
With who? The struggle is real, okay? I definitely appreciate a map, a glossary, an encyclopedia, all of the things when reading a fantasy. And it makes it a little bit more difficult when reading a fantasy on an e-reader or on an app, because sometimes the graphic of the map does not, it doesn't format right or isn't as easy to read on your device. I prefer if I can read a fantasy physically when it has a map like that. But yes, back and forth, back and forth. Like, oh, okay, they're traveling here and they're traveling there and they stop there. Like you're trying to follow along. So it is difficult, and it says when you attempt to read, for me it's throughout the book. It's throughout the book. Middle, halfway, at the end of the book, I'm still flipping back to the front or the back to make sure that I'm like cementing down where these characters are going and who these characters are.
This could be a tough one to defend at work. But I'm gonna. This could be a tough one to defend at work. But I'm gonna.
I will say that I was concerned about this when I started my social media journey. I even looked up my job's social media policy before starting. And as long as it's not impacting, the representation or operations of the entity, you're fine. Of course, I'm mindful of what I say, but at the same time, free speech. But I also know that free speech is not free. But yeah, it's just little old me talking about books, fangirling over, aliens and fantasy and sci-fi and all of the things. One would think that your job or your coworkers don't have time to be scrolling through your social media. But with the political and social climate of things right now, of course, be mindful of what you say. But yes, some of the things that I read, and me being on Goodreads and being public and being like read, I have been concerned about what people may think of me.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
When it rains, it eliminates the expectation that you have to go out and do errands, that so and so is gonna call you to come out and go hang out. It is perfect, okay? Perfecto. this has been me this year. I did not understand fully how convenient it is to have a book available physically, audibly, digitally. So convenient, so amazing. Now, would I spend money to have a book available in all three formats? No, no way. And y'all know, if you've been here long enough, I am always checking the library or my Kindle Unlimited subscription first to, find a book that I want. So someone in the comments put, I used to be anti-audiobook, and that was me. But this year I have been trying to get more into audiobooks. It has become handy, especially for those books that are a little drier. And what I'll try to do is plan ahead. So if I get a book from the library and I think, maybe I should try to listen to this, I'll try to, plan ahead and reserve it from Libby or Hoopla. But it has been so convenient, when you're in the doctor's office, scrolling through the book on your phone. So definitely I get the hype now. This is me maybe 3 times a week, up at 2, 3 when I should be sleeping. But it's hard. It is so hard. I learned a new term recently called time poverty. And so with time poverty, you feel that there's not enough time in the day to do everything that you want. So you will often stay up late to do the things that you want to do. And that is me, not just with reading, but other things. I'll be up working, reading, editing a video, even cleaning sometimes. So yes, the struggle is real, and you fall asleep and your eyes, you peel them open and they dry, but you want to keep going, and it's just a hard situation to be in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to do so much at the same time, and I've done it, and it's ridiculous. I'll be scrolling through TikTok, then I'll switch over to a book, and then I'll put on a series that I've been, and I love anime. Okay, if you ever need anime recommendations, let me know. But you'll put on a series and be trying to do so many things at the same time that it's like ridiculous. This is such a ridiculously relatable thing. You just start a chapter, right? And you're already trying to figure out how far it is until the next chapter. Like, do I have time to read this one and the next one? Where am I going to stop? Oh my goodness. Again, there's not enough time in the day. No. There is enough time in the day. But, with work and having to keep a roof over your head and feed yourself, some tough decisions have to be made. And that means sacrificing time to read. Try not to be weird, okay? Be a creep when you see somebody else reading something that you read or something that you added to your TBR. Now, I will say most people that I've kind of like oh, hey, I see you're reading, da 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 da. They're usually pretty cool about it. You know, I haven't had anybody give me like funny looks. I mean, of course, I don't know what they're thinking mentally, but yeah, I will say people in the bookish community, I feel like we pretty cool. We pretty cool if you like, hey, you know, and you just start chatting about what you're reading. But yes, that is so funny. Trying to be normal. Slow as a snail. This is definitely me. And in September, we'll get more into it in my September wrap up. But yeah, if it's a romance, if it's smut, if it's erotica, I'm down in that book like it's a glass of sweet tea. Okay, like it's a glass of matcha or coffee. Okay, gulp, gulp, gulp. But if it's not one of those subjects, and I definitely try to diversify what I read during the month for you guys, because I know not everybody is into romance and erotica and stuff like that, but it can take a while. I thought this one was pretty cool. There are so many AI videos with this type of content. The chocolate would not last long. Like, I could not be trusted to read a chocolate book. Honey would be pretty sticky. I think you'd be going to the hospital with mercury. I feel like the chalk one would dry out your hands and you'd be constantly putting on lotion. The dirt one, you could recycle. Lava. Put down in the comment below which book do you think is best. I like the water one, the chocolate one for sure, and the glass one. Well, you guys, that was it. I hope that you had a good time and you related to one or more of those memes. Definitely let me know down below which one you related to the most. And I will see y'all soon for my September wrap up. Until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and remain unapologetically you.